everyone, and welcome to another episode of Plateful of Wisdom, a dietetic internship Andrews University podcast. Our guest today is Camille Adams. Hi, Camille. How are you doing?
Hi, Alma. I'm doing wonderful today. It's sunny. I'm feeling good. How are you?
All good, all good. So we want to know a little bit more about yourself. We know that you are an RD right now, and you're working on a job that you really, really love. But you did go through Andrews University, and it's great for everybody to know, what was your journey? How did it feel for you? Like what kind of challenges you pursued? And then not only that, but how the skills that you acquired through the internship acquired the job that you have right now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for asking me that. I will start a little bit more in the past than college. I have my own nutrition story, and I had some health problems at an adolescent. I never grew up eating healthy. I had a single parent. My mom only knew what she knew, and my food choices reflected that: a lot of fast food, a lot of processed food, nothing that I would now consider healthy.
Yes.
It was funny. I love to tell people that as a dietitian. They're like, what? But so I had a lot of health problems as an adolescent. And finally, I had a doctor say to me, do you think what you're eating could be why you're feeling the way you're feeling? And I remember my mind being blown. Nobody had ever said anything to me like that before. I had never lived in a world where I put two and two together that what I'm eating could directly impact how I felt. And that's what really, really started me. I was about 15 years old. That's what really started me thinking about my nutrition and realizing I really needed to learn more. That, of course, took me to Google, where most people find themselves. And then you find yourself in this pit of, oh my gosh, now it's all of this information and I'm still not helped. At that point, I had gone to Michigan State University, and I had been talking to a few different advisors trying to find my path. And I realized that I could not only learn about nutrition, but I could also help others and make this a career. And I selfishly just said, okay, well, let's go. Let's do it. I learned about Andrews through my advisor. She said, you're really passionate about nutrition, helping the community, helping minorities as a minority yourself. And this place has a plant-based emphasis. Since they're a Seventh-day Adventist school, I really think you should learn about it. I met with Sherry Isaac.
Yes, Miss Sherry.
Miss Sherry, godsend, angel. And we had one conversation, and I think the both of us just knew that this was going to be the place for me.
Great. So that sounds amazing how you were able to take life experience and turn it into your profession and now, educate the community. That is very important as RDs because of the excess of information, like you just mentioned, and then the lack of guidance through that excess of information. So I know you said you met with Sherry and everything. Did you do your bachelor's at Andrews, or did you just went there for the internship?
Great question. I just went there for my internship. I did my undergrad at Michigan State. I'm from Michigan, from Lansing specifically originally. But the part that I liked about Andrews was that I could kind of pick and choose.
Yes.
I could go to a city in my own state. I could go to a city in another state. And it really was mostly about what I wanted. And that's something I really, really liked about the internship.
Yeah, great. So now mentioning what you wanted, how do you feel the staff treated you? Do you feel respected? Do you feel like your ideas and your interests were taken into accountability when scheduling your rotations?
Absolutely. The staff helped me so much. Of course, Sherry specifically. Basically anything that I needed or I wanted, she was able to make that happen. She has amazing connections, and along with the help of many other people around me, maybe people who were already dietitians working in the community, as long as I had that clear communication of this is going to be what I want, this is what I want to do, the staff at Andrews really made sure that it could happen. And I even did a couple things on Andrews campus, a couple of dietetic internship, I wanted to say co-workers, that's not the right word, my fellow colleagues in the internship.
Yes.
We actually went to one of the culinary kitchens in there, and we filmed some recipes doing a culinary medicine format. And that was awesome. I got to explore the campus a little bit outside of the orientation, and I had a really fun time.
Great to hear that. And then aside from that, we're talking about rotations and the connections and all that stuff. Which one was your favorite rotation? And did you have a preceptor that kind of, just really opened your eyes and then like became your mentor? How did you keep that networking after going through your internship?
Great question. And I will speak very highly about this woman. So my favorite rotations, and this is because of Sherry. Sherry, this woman, and sent me down there. So I told her I'm open to spending however much time and whatever money I can scrape together to be able to learn more about community nutrition and see people who looked like me doing different things. And so she sent me the contact of Ronice Weaver, who's a dietitian, who just this past year at Fancy won the Medallion Award. Ooh. I definitely think she deserves it. And she owns a company called Hevney Nutrition. It's an acronym, and we can link the website below because she just deserves everything. I work in the community now. I work for the YMCAs in our area of Grand Rapids, and she basically owns her own institution. I'm not going to lie. She gets grants from Disney, Orlando Magic. She does so much good for the community there in Orlando. And one thing that I really like about her is that her business is literally within the community that she serves.
Good. That's good. I'm getting tear-eyed because that's so amazing.
Yeah, it's okay. It was special. It was special. And so I have kept the connection with her going. We do talk often. She is such a wonderful person. She's done so much. She's written books. She's gotten grants from USDA. She's met the Obamas. she really, as a Black female dietitian, I just think that she deserves everything for what she gives out into the community. God is really working through her. And Sherry gave me that connection. So I went down to Orlando and I did a week with her, and it was really wonderful.
What would you tell a future intern about the process of going through this dietetic internship?
Great question. So the first thing I would tell them is to do it. Definitely to do it. There are a lot of different reasons. The first part is, for me personally, I'm very interested in plant-based nutrition. I think that is the future and we can see it. And so to be in a program where they can actually give you scientific nutrition skills that you can then go out into your clinical setting, into your community setting, into your food service setting and say, I have these, not only just these dietitian nutrition skills, I have that plant-based aspect as well. I know how to keep somebody healthy on a plant-based diet. I know what the nutrients of concerns are. Me personally, in my career, that has helped me a lot. So that was the first thing for me. And the second part is the diversity and the resources that Andrews really carries. I loved seeing a lot of different people in one room when we went to do our orientation. Diversity as in location of where everybody was from and practicing, and diversity, of course, with ethnic backgrounds. In dietetics, less than 10% of us are minorities. So to see one program have really good diversity at its baseline, I think was wonderful, and they have the resources to match that.
Great. So as talking about diversity, I want to amplify on that. You mentioned earlier about how important it is for people to look like you, to be represented as future IDs or faces. So how does that, are you mixed? You said you're from Michigan. Are your parents from somewhere else?
My parents are both from Michigan, but my dad's side of the family is African-American. We're Jamaican. Mm-hmm. And my mom's side is Caucasian. I don't know exactly what the mix is. But as a biracial person and as a person who is an ally for my darker skinned family members who don't have the privileges when they walk into like I do, it means quite a lot to me to see that diversity around me instead of just talking about it, but to see it. And just when a university says we promote diversity, what does that mean? I actually saw it in that room, and I see it going forward with all the different types of students that go there, and it feels safe. It felt safe to me.
Well, as a current intern, I can tell you that continues to be the situation. Like you mentioned, when I went over there, we had Latinos, we had Asians, we had Black community people, we had Caucasians, we had a melting pot basically. And for me, it made me feel like I was home. Like being from Puerto Rico, we have all these three ethnicities, it's black, white, and Taino Indian. So it really felt, like you mentioned, a safe place, because definitely Andrews University does provide that for all of their interns.
That you said that now the future, because you're in it too.
Yes.
That the future feels good. That makes me so happy. And you will be such a blessing to the field. Look at what you're doing already. Flowers. What a great podcast.
Yes. I've been trying, and I'm just so blessed that I had the opportunity to, engage on the creative part of me, because I'm all about arts, but I'm also about the nutrition and the science. But like art is at my core, something like I can't really negate. It's something that needs to come out. And Andrews University has given me the opportunity to do that through this podcast. Like I've been able to network and meet people like you and other guests that I've had on the podcast, and it's been amazing. I feel like the Andrews University internship gave you all the needed skills and tools to be successful today.
Great question. I'm so happy to answer it. I 100% believe yes. 100%. Everything that I did in my internship, especially when it comes to the outpatient counseling and learning about the community nutrition, what to give back into your community, directly has correlated into my job now. So I will say I work part-time for all of the YMCAs in my area. We have 6, now going to be 8 branches.
Whoa.
Association level, and I also have my own business. And both of those things do intersect in a way, because it's all about nutrition. But if I didn't have such a wide variety of experiences in my rotation, I would have never, I wouldn't even be able to fathom being able to do so much in my career. The ideas that I've gotten from my own business or to give back into my community, those are all things that I learned from different people and different dietitians in my internship. And I 1000% think that these skills will be useful for the rest of dietitians' career.
That's amazing. So can you just name a couple of skills so people have like an idea? Obviously, you've described how like this integration of opportunities and exposure to different rotations like gave you everything you need. So can you mention like maybe 2 or 3 specific skills that you use on the daily basis on your job right now?
Yes. One thing, and this is a little bit out there, I don't know how many dietitians either in this internship or in other internships are doing this, but the cooking. I've always loved to cook. I grew up around family that cooks, and being able to have those skills, just like I was talking about earlier, we filmed a pilot episode almost with making foods in a culinary medicine format. I do that almost every day. Either in my own business, I go out into the public and I do food demonstration and talk about nutrition. I show them easy recipes. I've done grant-funded projects with the Y where we filmed for 12 hours making recipes so that our community members look at our website and see easy recipes. And I think dietitians, the more that we can teach others that getting in the kitchen can be approachable, the easier it will be for them to eat healthy. So that's one example. I think another example is really the stress and time management, in my opinion.
Yes, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yes, because especially working basically 2 jobs, it is difficult for me to manage my stress. It's difficult for me to say that to you because you're super mom too. But I definitely think, in the internship, I remember just being, it's so grueling. When is it going to stop? When is the studying going to stop? But now I'm addicted to being busy. If I'm not working, I'm reading a research article. If I'm not, and that's what we have to do as dietitians. There's so much to keep up on. And we're always wearing multiple hats. So those would be the 2 things that I would say.
And now that we're talking a little bit about stress and management, so do you have some tips of what do you do or what did you do during your internship for self-care?
Great question. I will say I wish I did a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I sometimes put myself last, and that is actually something I'm working on in my adult life. But so I did try to make time for myself. The way I did it would be maybe through exercising. Even when I wasn't a part of a facility, even going out and making sure I took a long walk every day. and was present, looked around at the scenery. I did a lot of yoga and stretching. And I also really liked to cook. Like I said, it's a passion of mine. And I know you like it too. I love to watch
Yes.
you.
I love it. I can't have, like, I wish I would have more time at home so that I could do that, because like it's not, you see a very short reel or a few seconds of it, but it's the time you go shopping and taking your list and figuring out the ingredients. If they don't have it, you need to figure out substitutes for it. Then you bring it home, you have to set everything up, make sure everything's nice, clean, and it takes a long time to prepare for a short video that people see. But I personally love it. Like, I have no problem. I just had more time for it. Because as the internship progresses and then you get into your clinicals or your food services, then you no longer have that time. Like, it's gotta be super short, or you have to, make adjustments in order for you to be able to do that.
You're right. But what I will say is it's good that we go through that, because later we have to my job on a daily basis is helping people find ways to eat healthy when they don't have the time. So even though I was going through a lot of stressors during that time, I can relate when people say, oh, I work a 9 to 5 and I have to find a time to cook dinner and I have to find a time to go to the gym. I can actually empathize with that now and say, these are the techniques that I used. So I guess to go back to self-care, even those little things, just setting time aside to invest in myself and being able to shut my laptop and shut a book, even for 30 minutes, a couple times a week, really helped me. And I will say Andrew supported that. They wanted us to be in good mental health standing so that we could continue to do the internship. Sherry checked in on me all the time, and I really appreciated that and all her communication.
Well, I'm not sure if while you were on your internship, they had it, but right now they do have free dietitians, free doctors, and free mental health care providers. So that's another great thing of Anderson University. If you are enrolled in this program, you get all that for free. It's obviously online, but it's still a free resource, So I think that has been great. I have used it, and it has helped me a lot.
Oh, that is.
And then to wrap up, like, it's just so interesting. Like, I'm talking to you, I'm just getting so excited. What specifically of your job do you particularly love right now that you're just, oh my God, I love this job?
Well, I love my whole job. So it's difficult to pinpoint one thing, but I think the thing I love the most, and it really applies to both of my jobs, is the connection. Is when I give my clients, my patients, my coworkers, that aha moment that Camille had 10 years ago, for me to feel like for all the sweat, all the tears, all the studying, all the years, feel like that's what makes it. That is what makes everything worth it for me, that I can give them something that was so powerful and change the trajectory of my life. That's why my mom said to me the other day, randomly, she said, dietitians are sort of like doctors. You're saving lives. And I honestly, not to take away from other people, but that's why I really believe in us, because the preventative care, who knows whose life we will touch.
Yes, yeah, we are impact makers, even though we're not recognized as that. And we do have to go through all the science-based. Right now, we need to go through DPD verification statement, bachelor, master's, plus internship. We're basically dedicating 6 to 7 years of our lives, to this profession to become qualified, So you're definitely on the right. And you mentioned you had your own business. To wrap it all up, I would like for you to share where they can find you. What is your business website, or your Instagram, or your TikTok, so that people can reach out? I really want them to touch base with you and have that one-on-one. So if you could share that with us right now, that'd be great.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. You are so sweet. Wonderful. You're such a wonderful host. So my business is called Easy Peasy Nutrition. My website, if you just look up Camille Adams Nutrition, everything I'm sure will be typed out below. That is my website. Go ahead and fill out a contact form. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok with the same name, Easy Peasy. EASYPEASY Nutrition. Send me a message. I would love to hear your story, what got you into the field, and if you have any questions.
Well, Camille, thank you very much for taking time of your busy day to spend it with us. It has been a massive pleasure to meet you, to get to discuss these things with you. And I wish you the best in your career and moving forward. I cannot wait to see what else you create, where life takes you. So I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. And bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Alma. Thank you.
You're welcome.